Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
Two Men in a Truck.
Think you know Dex Imaging? Think again. In the office, streamlining communications. In the field, delivering top-notch service, enhancing productivity and reducing downtime. In the data center, a part of the growing digital document revolution. In the world of business, supporting entrepreneurs and helping companies grow. In the forefront of technology, developing cutting-edge document management solutions. So if you think you know Dex Imaging, you don't know Dex.
Dad's service to our country is something we're so proud of. He made a difference and set a great example. Now it's our turn to honor the sacrifices he made for our family and this country. As veteran specialists, Hires-Baxley Funeral Service helps us celebrate Dad's life and can help you too. Hires-Baxley is here for you during your time of need or when planning for the future. For more information, call 352-484-0891 or visit hiresbaxley.com/choice.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors, Sunday mornings at 8 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Listen Sunday mornings at 8 to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors.
Our firm offers insurance services.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention and God bless America.
Tick-tock, tax season has arrived upon us once again. But not to worry, with a reputable CPA firm on your side, you can rest assured that all of your tax needs will be handled in a timely and professional manner. M. Scribner CPA is just that firm. Scribner CPA is there all year round for their clients to answer any questions you may have, and not just during tax season. Helping you with your accounting processes, records, bookkeeping, and reporting, in turn, helping you be more successful by focusing on what you do best. At Scribner CPA, there is no client too large or too small. Their expertise ranges from the single individual to the largest of corporations. Don't go it alone. Get your return prepared by a professional who will use their years of experience to put you in the best possible position for success. Call today, 694-4184. That's 694-4184. M. Scribner CPA PA. Time is of the essence, so don't delay. 694-4184.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Monday, remember last week I brought up an article that had run on Ocala.com. Joe Callahan had written the article, and he had talked with Don Browning, the school board member, about whether he was going to run for office again in 2022 or not when the special election comes up, or whether he's going to run in 2024. And Browning said, look, I'm 79. I'm not a young man. I might run in 2022. I'm probably not going to run in 2024 because of my age. But, look, I was appointed to this position. These are Don Browning's words. I was appointed to this position by the governor. I was told that I just had to show up and that I would, I would be doing my job. I did this for the governor. I did it for the Republican Party. They asked me. The REC recruited me. I was told by DeSantis' team that my responsibility was to attend meetings Unlike other board members, I don't treat this job as a full-time position. Browning said he had many other irons in the fire, including tractor restoration, aviation, and photography, and my race team. This isn't a full-time position for me. So for that reason, he said that he's exhausted because he didn't think this was going to be a full-time position, and it ended up being one. And he's got many other interests besides just being on the school board. Look, by the way, perfectly okay for Don Browning to express those opinions. But to say that he needs the secretary to give him a full day of dedication to him and the executive assistant that works for all 5 board members and, by the way, works for the superintendent, has to make the agenda for the meetings, has to sunshine all those meetings. Don Browning believes he should get one day of that person's attention totally for him. I'm to understand he went to Tallahassee recently, hired a driver to take him there. The driver wasn't allowed into some meetings that he thought he should be in. That's what that's the scuttlebutt. But Don Browning said in his interview he believes he should be allowed to have a driver because he can get more done while he's texting and, in fact, doing emails and all than if he was having to drive to Tallahassee. He believes he should have his own executive assistant, and he's went out and hired these people. Well, we talked about this. I talked about it on the radio. Then I went on Sue Mosley's podcast, The Conversation, and we talked about it there. Well, Facebook lit up with people defending Don Browning that we don't understand, what he's up against. The Star Banner, that story in the Star Banner wasn't accurate. It's a terrible newspaper. Joe Callahan does a good job, folks. Joe Callahan's not going to write that Don Browning said something if he didn't say it. And people are, coming out in his defense. And by the way, if the REC wants to defend Don Browning's attitude that this isn't a full-time job, why am I working like it is? If the REC wants to defend Don Browning that he needs a driver to go to Tallahassee, if they want to defend Don Browning that he needs an executive staff to be a school board member, why don't you just tell Don Browning to step aside, REC, and appoint somebody else or run somebody else for the election? Because, newsflash, you're making full-time money. Newsflash, 47,000 students in the Marion County school system don't see it as not a full-time job. Newsflash, the administrators and the teachers and the auxiliary workers at the school that work for the school and the school board, they don't see it as a part-time position. Newsflash, the parents of the children that go to those schools don't see it as a part-time position. If it was too much work for you, Don, resign. If it's too much to do at your advanced age, quit. Let somebody younger have the position. By your own admittance, you took the job because the governor appointed you, and you were told all you had to do was show up for meetings. You're a member of the school board of the 5th largest county in the state. You're a member of the school board that is the largest employer in the county of Marion. You're a member of a school board whose budget is the largest of any governmental agency in the county. How the hell did you think this wasn't going to be a full-time job? This is the problem. Is it got, this is a full-time job. I wasn't told it was a full-time job. Well, stop complaining about it. Either do your business or get off the pot. You were appointed to be one of 5 people who run the school system, who oversee the running of the school system in Marion County. You make you are one of 5 who make the decisions on how money's appropriated, how money's spent. You hire and fire the superintendent. We passed that as a voting public. We passed that. You have a full-time job. And for the Republican Executive Committee, the Republican Party, the powers that be in the Republican Party to come to your defense is ludicrous to me. As a member, by the way, of the Republican Party. If you didn't know the parameters of the job before you accepted it, shame on you. I need a driver. I need an executive assistant. I wasn't told this was a full-time job. I was just told all I had to do was show up. I got other interests like tractor restoration and aviation. I got my race team to deal with. I don't think any of that is of concern to the parents and students of this community, that you got a race team or you restore tractors or that you like aviation. Okay, none of those are in the job description of what you were appointed to do, be a school board member. None. So either be a full-time school board member, like the job calls for, or resign. Stop bitching and complaining that you don't have an executive assistant, that you need a driver because Tallahassee's so far away, that you weren't told this was going to be a full-time job. Who does this? Why? Stop it. I wasn't told it's a full-time job. Do some research. Ask people. We'll be back after this timeout. You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
As Russia postures for the largest invasion in Europe since the Nazis did it in the late 1930s, Ukraine officials downplayed a possible incursion by Russia, saying do not believe the apocalyptic predictions, after U.S. officials said Moscow had assembled 70% of the military force needed for a full-scale invasion. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan on ABC News.
Our view is that China is not in a position to compensate Russia for the economic losses that would come from our sanctions. If Russia does choose to move forward, not only will it come at strategic cost to Russia, but if China is seen as having supported it, it will come at some cost to China as well.
Australia will reopen its borders from February 21st to foreign travelers who have received 2 COVID-19 vaccine doses. Australia's borders have been shut to most non-residents since March of 2020. USA Radio News.
If you're concerned about the power grid and want to generate your own supply of off-grid electricity, this will be the most important message you'll hear this year. Here's why. We now have a small number of solar generators back in stock. These emergency backup systems provide life-saving backup power when you need it most. And unlike gas generators, solar generators run quietly, emit no dangerous fumes, and produce an endless supply of free electricity from the sun. Whether it's wildfires, dangerous weather, power grid issues, or just getting off the grid, you'll never have to